Hello, I'm Nathan.
And I'm Jody, and this is Word on the Web.
You know, one of the questions that we've received multiple times, both on tours and questions sent to us, is what about staffing in the new shelter?
Yeah.
Which leads to an introduction today. We have a guest on our podcast.
We sure do. The guest is Max Villelas.
Villelas.
Gosh dang it. Don't edit that. It's important for you guys to know that I try my best. Max is coming on to our staff in a very strategic time as we're still at our emergency shelter, as we plan to move from that 10,000 square foot building to this 42,500 square foot building, and how it will completely operate almost opposite.
Totally differently.
Yeah. And so, Max, welcome to the team and welcome to Word on the Web.
Yeah, so happy to be here, and thank you guys.
We brought you in to actually create this role to help us with our staff that right now is in this 10,000 square foot warehouse, and the evening shift is really like, that's where it all happens right now.
It's so busy.
It's so busy. And then during the day, we have programs, but it's limited because we don't have enough space. And so now we're going to move our operations to this new building. And as you get to know this staff, the idea is how do we prepare them and their roles and what they'll look like. And your background is so great because you've done HR, and when we interviewed you, I mean, the sensitivity that you have for the staff that you have served in the past is really what we want for our organization. Exactly. And so we're excited to have you understanding and appreciating. You couldn't start the job at the new shelter and really
understand
you
where the staff is coming from, where the guests are coming from.
And this is a job that has a lot of responsibility because we're not just moving to a new building, we're moving to a new neighborhood. And we want to do that really well. And to do that, our staff needs to be prepared for what those jobs look like inside that building. And so we're really leaning into you to help us make sure that they have their onboarding, their training. And do you want to talk a little bit about that training that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of it that I think is going to be really good.
Yeah.
And I am very excited to work with our team to figure out specifically what that looks like.
Yeah.
And that's going to be something that I'll have cultivated by, in a couple of weeks, and I'll have a very good understanding of what steps we need to take to get everybody comfortable and feeling like they're provided for and they know what to do when they're settled into the new facility.
Yeah, and that's why we brought you in now, is so that you could meet them where they're at now. And then you're doing the tours with us over at the new shelter space. So being able to really see where we're moving this work to and how that applies to how their job descriptions change.
Yeah, you can begin to envision with them what their job will look like in the new space, and then prepare, right? Whether for training or certification or whatever, right? And help them be ready for that.
Exactly.
Maybe it's about promoting the fact that we take our employees' needs very seriously, and that we want to be like a leading employer within this community. We want people to come and do this work with us. And to do that, we have to have someone like Max who is making sure that they understand and appreciate everything that comes within the employment package, and that he's making sure that they're getting everything that they need. And so I think it has been very interesting when we take some of these service partners on tours. I've never really had someone when they're at this shelter lean over and say, "So are you hiring?" But when we go to the new shelter and they see all this reimagined space and how we're really being thoughtful about the employee's experience and not just the guest experience, because a happy employee means a happy guest. Now we have people who are really interested in learning more about possibly working for our organization, and the goal is to have someone like you who is really supporting them and showing a career path. There is a career path with Interfaith Sanctuary, particularly with this kind of state-of-the-art, one-of-a-kind
Yeah.
it's quite a special space, and so we needed someone as special as you
Yeah.
to be able to deliver that. Because you haven't, because you haven't worked at a unhoused shelter before, right? What's it been like for you to kind of learn about our staff and meet our guests? Like, what's that experience been like for you?
It's been a really, really great experience getting to know everybody. The care and the attention that you put into the guests and to the staff here has been something that's been really inspirational to see.
Oh, good.
It's been very heartwarming, and
Nice.
it really, really does. I can tell the dedication and care that everybody that works for Interfaith puts into the community here.
Yeah, and I will say that when we do our interview process, I invited Max to come do a tour of the shelter as he was looking at considering this job. And I always know, like really within moments of someone walking into that shelter, if it's going to be a fit or not. Because if you haven't been into the shelter, you are experiencing a lot at once. You are seeing some elderly people that you can't believe don't have their own homes, and you're seeing people in wheelchairs, and it can be either really scary, or you lean in and you see your possibility with these people. And I took you on the back side of the property where our programmers were, and we stumbled upon one of our favorite guests who was just sitting on a bench, and he had just lost his service dog. Riley, rest in peace. And he was really sad, and Max just walked over and he just put his hand on his shoulder and sat down next to him, and I'm like, oh gosh, I hope he takes this job. Gosh, I hope he takes this job, because that is it. Like, no matter what we're good at, if you're not able to connect to the humanity of the work, if you're not able to not be scared, because it's hard to see sadness. It's hard, and it is a sacrifice to actually be willing to do a job where you're going to take some of those feelings back home with you. You just can't help it. And so when you left that interview, I looked at Nathan and I'm like, oh my God, please. Yeah, definitely a shining example of how we make this special building, having staff like you. So we're so excited to have you on the team.
Yeah, and I'm just very, very grateful to be a part of it.
Yeah. And with Interfaith, we like to throw some curveballs. So sure, you have a position title. It's HR and engagement management. And then we look at other things that we would like to do more robustly. And so, I think we're going to have Max do a little lean in to grow our volunteer corps. And there are so many great volunteer opportunities, and Max is your engagement man. Right now, I think it is essential. If you are curious and want to know more about the new shelter, I really want you to come and volunteer at our current shelter. We have so many opportunities right now. One of the greatest foot in the doors is to come and help us serve dinner out of the food truck in the evenings. And the reason why I think it's important is because I want you to see currently how we pull this magic off in a very limited space. I don't know how we do it, quite honestly. And then I want you to come for a tour of the new shelter home where your work can move to, and you will understand why this project is so special and so important, not just to our unhoused community, but to the staff who does this work, and also to the neighborhood in which we are moving into. There is this much thought that has gone into the development of this building to protect everyone who's engaged with this building. And so we invite you to come and reach out, email us, say you want to volunteer. It's volunteers@interfaithsanctuary.org, and then we can get you into the building. So
we'll find just the right spot.
Absolutely.
Just whatever your talents, or we'll just interview and figure out what speaks to your heart.
Yeah,
It
you
can
don't even have to
it can
interview.
No, it can
Are
be
you kidding me? Yeah,
it can be
just-
food service, or helping with laundry.
Yeah, or
it
doing
can be
check-in.
face-to-face
Yeah.
service work at check-in, or if you know how to plug in a cell phone to charge, you're
Fantastic.
qualified.
At this current shelter, but
Yes, that changes.
let's not
but
forget all the plugins that we have at the new shelter. Yeah, so
there's a place for everyone.
yeah, so
Every-
come and meet Max. Come into this current shelter, and then follow us to our new neighborhood. And as always, thank you so much for watching Word on the Web.
Yep. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Sending your questions.
Yep.